Kauwuane has gotten to a shoot and has forgotten something.
Batteries, memory cards, stands.
The camera.
The camera. We are Kauwuane
In London, Burton.
of Kauwuane Burton Studios. We are a husband and wife team that runs a photography and videography studio in Dallas, Texas.
Catch a glimpse of how we make love and business work effortlessly together. This is the Burtons, behind the scenes.
Somebody already has theirs loaded. That's one shot.
We're here together working on one of our biggest clients, Toyota USA, shooting their 2020 influencer campaign for the RAV4 Hybrid. We love working with this company because they really go out of their way to make sure they show diversity through their advertisements. And by showing that diversity, we also work with a company through them named Burton, who focuses mostly on making sure that their advertisements show that true diversity, mainly focused on the African American community, which we love to work with because we are African Americans. Why are you looking like that? You can look to the camera sometimes.
It's true. We are African Americans.
For Toyota and Burton, the main purpose of the shoot is to showcase the RAV4 in a, what do we call, I guess, an adventurous nature. Basically doing things that you wouldn't always or normally see an African-American family or a couple or African-American person kind of participating in, even though we participate in everything, to make sure that we show the world we do.
I want your body faced out a little
We
bit.
decided to bring in a new creative director, kind of risky, for her very first shoot with our biggest client.
Anytime you allow new people to come into your business, it could always be risky, but I am kind of trying to open up myself to other things. And for this shoot and this client, I'm definitely not going to leave it to nobody, including him.
Hey guys.
Hey, how you doing?
With this shoot, I pretty much said, hey Jasmine, put together some concepts. She sent over some concepts. Typically that's what I do. Well, I do all of it, but this time I was really happy to allow her to step into that, and we love the results. When she sent over the concepts and we reviewed them and approved them, then I went into staffing each, or casting the perfect person for each concept. And I think I was able to do that in 24 hours. I think we had about 14 to 15 people, so that was amazing. And then Mr. Burton and I went to scout for the shoot. I think we spent about 7 hours scouting, just driving around, finding the location.
If you send me the location, then I'll be right.
So the shoot is here. It's
Finally here, the day
finally
of.
here. And before the shoot started, before we were talking during our consultation with the client, and keep in mind, last time, wait, I gotta work it in.
Okay, work it in.
Keep in mind that last time that we shot with this client,
Same client.
it rained
Yes,
like cats and dogs almost the entire day
for a car shoot.
for our car shoot that was totally outside. And
Which you guys probably say, just reschedule the car shoot. Well, that's easier said when it's just you and the car versus you, the car, and
10 or 11 different people
involved as well.
Cast that are involved.
Yeah.
This time when we did our consultation, it's in the middle of August.
Right.
You know,
100 degrees every week.
It's 100 degrees. It ain't no rain in sight. And I said, well, at least we won't have to deal with the rain.
Right.
Well, the day of the shoot, the morning of the shoot, what did it do, Mr. Burton?
It rained.
Thundering. It wasn't raining, it was lightning.
Lightning.
That's the beauty of life. You
Right.
never really know.
Right.
And you have to have a plan. So our plan was push through.
Push through.
We got to our first location.
It was still raining.
It was raining consistently. Me and Mr. Burton went to the back of the car and we said a prayer.
Said a nice prayer.
A nice prayer.
It stopped raining.
It stopped raining.
So now I have a gray, overcast day, which is perfectly fine. That just means that I don't really need to use my lights. I can use my lights for a little extra pop. Went with a simple camera, just me, no reflectors. It made for an easy, smooth shoot. We have 5 different locations, or 5 different scenes. First being a golf scene. Now, why did we choose golf? Golf is not something that African Americans don't do, very true. However, we decided to have females, African American females playing golf, which you don't always see being advertised. Because of the rain, it delayed us. So with the first set, we didn't want to get too far behind. So we literally shot that in about 15 minutes.
Yeah. The next scene that we were rushing to because of the rain delay was the rollerblading scene. And that scene was basically a young African American family, kind of hip, taking their son out to do rollerblading in their new RAV4 Hybrid. Everything was great except the talent. One of the talents went to the wrong location. She actually showed up at the studio versus on location. It worked out, and it's one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Keep going, keep going, y'all.
Yeah, you're fastening it. You can, touch her. Yeah, perfect.
Our next scene, tennis. A lot of my mindset on this shoot with the car, of course, is simply to make sure the car is, I don't want it to be a small piece of the picture. I want it to be at least half to 3/4 of the image need to be the car. And then everything else kind of just plays around the background.
Yeah.
So that's kind of always my focus, is making sure this car stands out, even against that tennis court with the fence. And we have to kind of, they got a little bit small because they were kind of far back from it, but once again, you're kind of bound, you're trapped by your location. We use White Rock Lake here in Dallas, which is actually a pretty large circular lake.
I wasn't aware of how large it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's, so it worked out great, just trying to find the location.
And the great thing about the White Rock Lake was that we were doing 2 scenes there. So that was our 4th and final location. We got there right on time. We did. We're ready to go. But our model was not. And so worked with this model a lot. She's always dependable. She ended up not being on this particular day. She was about 45 minutes late, and I was about to say, you know what? Don't worry about it. We'll cover your transportation, but we're gonna go ahead and get Jasmine dressed in this gown.
The creative director now becomes the model.
And we're going to shoot her. Jasmine had took off her bonnet or whatever she had on, and she was getting ready to put on this gown, and here comes our model running down the gravel road. But we got her dressed, and we got started with the shoot.
Last scene, I think this is probably your favorite scene.
This is my favorite scene.
Well, this one's going to be an all-white picnic scene with 2 actual couples. We wasn't quite sure where we were going to put the car for this one. We were kind of going back and forth on whether we park it in a normal gravel parking lot or we should drive onto the actual grass. We figured, why not? Let's put it on the grass.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we're not going to be there long.
Right?
It just makes sense to really give the overall scene. And I swear, when you see the pictures, when you see the video, it does not look like we're in Dallas.
No, it doesn't. And then Jasmine, our creative director for this shoot, had planned out this amazing dinner, romantic rose petals, bread, grapes, and wine. Well, we're shooting for Toyota, and we're shooting a RAV4, and we cannot advertise drinking and any type of driving. And so she was, I think her heart got broken when she couldn't use her wine.
No wine means no champagne glasses?
One thing I did say is everybody sees something, right? He sees something, I see something, Jasmine sees something, the client sees something. We need everybody's input. Everybody input matters.
Well, I think this was a great shoot.
Yeah.
I think everything worked out the way it was supposed to work out. All the details came together. The shoot came together. The weather came together. And for us to have a second go-round, for this client to come back to us for another shoot with a different car, it's the kind of jobs that we pray for.
Yeah.
It's the kind of jobs that make or break a small business like ours.
I agree. And then not only praying for it, but being prepared for it is really the key. You're only as good as your last job, and you have to continually push yourselves creatively, and it's great to see that they appreciate that, and then they appreciate African American talent, and that they appreciate my husband. When I looked at the shoot, the results of the shoot, I love it. I can see catalog, I can see billboard, and that just speaks to his talent, his God-given talent, his God-given gift. And the great thing about it is they could go to anybody else, but they came to him. And this is his opportunity. The opportunity that his opportunity, the opportunity he was supposed to have. And that just shows you, no matter, how long you've been in the game, whatever opportunity you're supposed to have will come to you.
Right.
And, I'm super, super happy with the outcome of this shoot, how it went. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I don't know if I tell you enough, but I'm so, so proud of you.
Thank you.